Good morning and welcome to the Garrison update. If you'll still find your seats, we're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to begin by turning it over to Colonel Sullivan.
Hello? Can you hear me? All right, as you guys finish making your way to your seats, I'll just get us started real quick. Colonel Duncan, on behalf of Colonel Duncan, welcome. Great to see the crowd we got today. We really appreciate all the effort and time that goes into putting this together, so appreciate it to all the partners and the folks working behind the scenes to come and put this together. I'd just like to also remind everybody, encourage you, if you have questions during the brief, you can usually ask questions during the brief, but then if you don't have questions or you think of something later on, the agencies and most of the people will be around to answer those questions afterwards as well if you think something or something comes up. So please track down those individuals and get your questions asked. We don't want anybody leaving today with questions or other concerns. And so that's about the extent of my opening remarks on behalf of Colonel Duncan. So now we have a quick presentation. Sergeant Knight, are you out there?
Good morning, everyone. I'm here to introduce Sergeant Knight. She's the NCOIC of the Department of Ministry and Pastoral Care for Madigan. She's a mother of two. She has a 3.7 GPA, and today we're here to recognize her for all her volunteer work. She volunteers at the Grace Chapel congregation on post, and also at the various organizations on post and also in the community. Her total hours of volunteer comes to around 900 plus hours, okay? And 12 different organizations. Thank you. 12, yes.
Oh, we're doing a picture. Okay, thank you, Sergeant Knight. Great job. All right, so there's the agenda. Real quick, I'd like to invite General Graham to say a few opening remarks if you're, and he's got the mic, and then we'll get Colonel Curran if he has any remarks as the Army and the Air Force senior leaders here today. Thanks.
Okay, Pat, thanks. First off, to the Garrison, particularly the mighty 42nd MP Brigade, outstanding job during Halloween. I think that just went off amazingly well, and that only happens with an awful lot of folks working really hard behind the scenes. The Hobgoblin operation was perfect, and the folks cleaned us out of candy up at our house. So great job across the board. Sorry for all of the overexcited kids that are out there vibrating at your homes back there, but phenomenal job by the community, the Garrison, and particularly our MP Brigade. So thanks for that. Second piece I just want to talk is to continue to emphasize the feedback we get from your soldiers, your airmen, on housing here in this space. We had our semi-annual housing town hall. There weren't an awful lot of folks that attended it, but the folks that did were very passionate about their situation. And they were passionate about their situation because in many instances we lost their trust. And the old saying goes, you lose trust in buckets and you gain it back in drips. And so I know that's the commitment of Garrison, that's the commitment of all the commands, is that we continue to gain the trust of our soldiers and our airmen that we're going to provide them the best possible housing. Right? So General Valesky's made it pretty clear to the chains of command in here is that you're the conduit to make sure that we have great communication between your soldiers, your airmen, and the superb Garrison team. Any issues with that, we want to hear about them. We come to this forum, I'm on email, we've got all the Garrison team here. We just got to make sure that that communication's happening and we can address these issues that we're having out there. This is a great place to live. We're going to celebrate a lot of that here today, but we want to continue to put that emphasis on the quality and the safety of our houses, and also the quality and safety of our barracks. All right, Pat, thanks.
Check, check. Excellent. All right. Well, I'm obviously not Colonel Aaron Stainpine, so you're stuck with me today. But General Graham, good morning, sir. It's good to see you as always. A real quick update on our C-17 operations. We do some fantastic things with this aircraft and our maintainers and our crews. Right now, we're in the midst of Operation Deep Freeze, which is a very unique mission set to McChord Field. That is the resupply of the National Science Foundation in Antarctica. So we've got a complement of crews and maintainers, career fields down at Christchurch, New Zealand, running sorties to and from Antarctica. So the harshest weather on the planet Earth, and our crews are operating in and out of there. Of course, it's the summer months down there, summer in quotations, I guess, when you talk Antarctica. One of the mission sets we practice is actually airdropping supplies actually over the South Pole. And we have to train to that in case of emergencies. Recently we did that. And we had some opportune airdrop cargo that needed to go out, literally fresh fruits and vegetables for folks there at the pole that came out of the back of the C-17 in a parachute down to folks. So that was a really neat training event, which actually turned into a real-world resupply for us down at Operation Deep Freeze. So they'll be doing that through Thanksgiving. So real proud of our team down there. I want to highlight an event we held over at McChord Field last Friday. Chief Rob Schultz, our command chief, spearheaded this. Everyone's familiar with TED Talks. And the momentum behind that. Well, there's a program called TEDx. And what TEDx is you get a license from the official TED organization for a privately run local TED Talk, if you will. And so we did this, and they sent a coach out, a mentor, to train up local speakers and so on. So we had a TEDx JBLM event over at the McChord Club on Friday, 9 speakers, almost 200 attendees, and it was strength through stories, focusing on resiliency and so on, and the feedback we've got from it was absolutely terrific. Kind of a mix of airmen, our local airmen talking, but then outside speakers as well. And so if anyone's interested in that sort of event, Chief Rob Schultz has some details on it, but we were really proud of that event, and it seemed to really help our airmen. So that's all we have from the McChord side, and Team McChord, so thank you.
Okay, thank you, General Graham and Colonel Curran. So without any further ado, we'll roll right into the first presentation.
Good morning. I'm Matt Smith from the Directorate of Public Works. Just going to spend a few minutes talking about winter weather, road hazards. We've had a beautiful fall, unseasonably dry from what I hear. This is my first fall and winter here. I loved it, but from what I hear, rains should have started a month ago and will be coming soon. And with that comes cold weather, icy conditions, and possibly snow. So just some key points to go over with everyone. First and foremost, slow down. Whether it's icy patches on the roads, snow falling in a blizzard, or the fog that we get early in the morning, give yourself a little bit of distance between the car in front of you. Allow yourself to see the hazards coming up. And the guy behind you who's tailgating you, when you force him to slow down, he'll greatly appreciate the fact that he does not end up in a ditch. So we have different winter weather here in this region than a lot of other parts of the country. So those of you with new troops who are here, like me, please have that 5-minute conversation with them about how different it is here in this part of the country. And that's not just for the guys coming from your California or Texas who have never driven in snow before, but your folks who have PCS'd in from either J-Bear or Fort Drum who know how to drive in the snow. Explain to them that snow is one thing, black ice is another. And that's our main hazard here. The beautiful Douglas fir trees you used to see lining all the roads around here, great, very scenic, but they'll cast a lot of shades on top of the road. And so we might have 36-degree air temperatures during the day, but if it froze the night before, those roads are still frozen, still possibly icy. So whenever you're driving around, going through some of those narrow passages between the trees, please anticipate the possibility for black ice out there. Some of our common trouble areas are hills, curves, traffic circles. Your guys might be able to hit the traffic circles going 35 when it's dry. Not necessarily a good idea when it's icy or wet for that matter. The gates are always trouble areas for us as well. You know, it's very congested, thousands of vehicles coming through every morning. A lot of the gates are having to be in low-lying areas as well. So if you get water backing up, get a cold snap, it'll freeze it, turn it to ice. It's another area to please take caution while you're going through. So when we are doing snow removal operations, please limit your driving if you can. When the snow plows are out there, give them space. They're trying to do their job, clear the roads so everyone can get back to work. If you do have to travel, please stick to the primary roads. Most of those are either obvious, your Pendleton, 41st Division, Barnes Avenue. As we walk through some maps on the following slides, they'll be highlighted in red. So if you have to be out there, stick to those roads, because that's where we're going to be prioritizing our efforts when it comes to snow plowing, salt spreading, or de-icing. For road conditions, two options. You can either go to the website. If you Google JBLM, it's the first hit that comes up. It's the public-facing website, so you don't need a CAT card. Go to the website, scroll down, you see the gray box. I've got that little snippet over there. Click on the road conditions. It'll take you to a link. It's updated every day or multiple times per day if need be with the latest road conditions for the base. Or you can call the phone number that's posted there as well. Now please note this is just for road conditions. This is not for 2-hour delays or mission essential personnel reporting only. With the base being so big, and we know we have different weather patterns in different areas of the base, and with the many different commands and missions that we have here, any delayed reporting or mission essential personnel directions will go out through your chain of command, not through that website posted there. If there's ever a true emergency, always call 911. And once again, I can't emphasize it enough, when the conditions start to deteriorate, please slow down on the roads. Next slide, please. So we're just going to start walking through the different areas of base. Going to highlight some of the trouble spots. The red you see are the primary roads that we plow. The blue are the typical hazard areas. So up here on Lewis North, when you're coming up from the underpass underneath I-5, going on Flora, where it goes around that curve, one of those nice shady areas, a curve that's sharper than you think when you're driving up into it. Every year, we're pulling someone out of the ditch right in that spot. When Vancouver and San Francisco, that intersection there, again, shaded, sharp turns, people going too fast. Integrity Gate, and then going out the north gate, even though once you're outside of the gate, that's still JBLM property. We maintain it, and it's one of those nice shaded tree-lined roads, so it's icy all the way out to get to Lakewood. Lewis, Maine. Again, that I-5 underpass coming all the way through. You've got the hill from the underpass, winds going through, a lot of icy conditions will build up there. Pendleton and Liggett, we know we have drainage issues along those two roads, and the Liggett is shaded as well, so ice can easily build up there. Perimeter and Hillside Drive, again, nice steep hills going back to the housing areas. Slow down, please, going through that. And then Rainier Road, that nice curve going through the woods, was beautiful during the fall foliage lining the roads. But those trees that look beautiful shade that road and around that curve. You can, if you drive, you can see the different colors in the fence line. That's because folks have gone off the road, hit the fence. That's where we've had to fix it in the past. And then transmission line going out all the way out the gate. Again, if you're commuting in through that area, please watch for icy patches all the way up and down that street. Next slide, please. Eastgate, Stryker, Ave, and you're coming down, you've got that nice hill going down to a 4-way stop. If it's icy, going too fast, you won't be stopping there like you're supposed to. And again, all the way out the East Gate, we've got some hills in that area. Again, tree lines, so icy patches all the way out until you get to the highway where the county picks up maintenance. Next, please. McChord Field, just starting on the connection between Lewis, Maine and McChord Field. Folks seem to be really good about slowing down going across Unity Bridge, but then they'll speed right back up for the S curves either right before or right after. So those curves, again, the sharper than they appear, especially when they're icy. Give yourself a little bit of extra time going through there. Lincoln Ave, the nice fir trees that Whispering Firs Golf Course is named after, shade the roads, cause that ice to build up along that stretch as well. And with the main gate coming in out of McChord Field, it's one of those low-lying areas. Water can pool there, especially if you get ice, then rain on top, or when it's that mix of back and forth. Ice slush blocks the drains, causes the water to back up, freezes, turns to ice. Next, please. So organizational responsibilities. We in DPW are charged with plowing the roads, the airfields, and the parking lots in that priority. Our main focus when it snows is keeping the roads clear for emergency response vehicles and the airfields, because as Colonel Kern mentioned, we're flying real-world missions out of both airfields on a daily basis. So we start with the roads and airfields at the same time. Work your primary roads first, then work the secondary roads, and then we start working parking lots. If you see any icy patches, or there's some reason why you think your parking lot should be plowed sooner rather than later, please feel free to call our customer service number. We'll take all that information, triage it, and dispatch additional crews as necessary. It's our normal customer service line. It's manned 24/7. So that information will get relayed to me at some point. Please do not flag down any of my road plows while they're out driving their routes. If it's a car in a ditch or a tree lying down blocking a road, all my guys have phones and radios, they'll call it in. We'll relay that information to the DES or to our tree removal team. We've had folks in the past try to flag down the drivers, divert them to a parking lot or to a side street. We have our primary routes that we stick to. Once those are safe enough, then we'll start branching out. Unit commanders, you're responsible for your facilities. That's your sidewalks, driveways, loading docks, entryways. Snow shovels and de-icer is at a unit cost. Your facility manager should be tracking this, hopefully. De-icer and snow melt is available from the base supply center, so easy, quick trip down there, put on the unit GPC. They should be well stocked. They're bracing themselves for the winter weather coming up. Loose McChord communities and the privatized housing, they're responsible for all of the side streets. So the road that your house is on is the Lewis community's responsibility. We in DPW aren't authorized to divert our resources to those roads, no matter what the conditions are. They have a 24-hour access line, so if you feel your road is getting icier or snowier than it should be, please call that line. Again, they have limited resources like we do, so they'll take in the calls, triage them, and dispatch their teams as they see fit. Family housing occupants, your responsibility is your sidewalk, your driveway, your stairs, porches, etc. And then everyone, as I mentioned before, please limit driving during snow removal operations. When there's a 2-hour delay, that's 2 hours to allow us to clear the roads, so it's safer, quicker for everyone else to get to work when we do open back up. If you have a facility with a lot of GOVs or folks who work 24-hour shifts, please try to consolidate the cars into one section of the parking lot. So when we do go to plow that parking lot, we have a wide area to work with. I'm not going to direct one of my 10-ton plows to try to go in between cars inside the parking lot. We'll do what space is available and then come back later, hopefully with cars having moved at that point. And then, biggest emphasis, everyone, when the conditions do start to deteriorate, please slow down. Give yourselves the extra 5 minutes to get there, because that's a lot quicker than getting towed out of a ditch. If anyone has any questions, I'll be available after the briefing, and I'll answer them the best I can. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Donna Dahlstrom. I work for Public Works, and I'm here to talk about a program that's a very meaningful program that I'm very passionate about, and I hope I can share this program with you. How many of you have ever heard or participated in an event called Wreaths Across America? Wow. So you each have a responsibility this morning to help us explain what this is to others who may not understand or who would like an opportunity to participate in this event. As I mentioned, I oversee the cemetery program. So what this program is, across our nation on December 14th, there are 1,700 cemeteries that will be placing wreaths on the headstones of our veterans and their families. We at Joint Base Lewis McChord have participated now, this will be our 4th year at the Camp Lewis Cemetery. Are any of you familiar with the location of the Camp Lewis Cemetery? No? So I'm leaving some information in the back. Whenever I leave here, you'll be able to pick it from the table. But I'm going to go ahead and tell you a little bit more. The program is on December 14th. It's at 9 o'clock. It's a volunteer program, and we have about 1,000 headstones that we'll be placing wreaths on. So as you can imagine, that's more than a one-person job. It's kind of like an interactive winter Memorial Day. There's a brief ceremony in the beginning, a very meaningful one, so that we will be starting the program with just a little bit of a ceremony and a little bit of why we're here and what we're doing. And the whole program preserves our history and our heritage. And this is one way we do that, by honoring the heritage, by placing the wreaths and honoring those who have fallen and saying their names. So if any of you would like to come out and help place wreaths, participate in this ceremony, and be a part of something bigger than yourself, and to kind of reflect during the holidays, this is a great opportunity at 9 o'clock in the morning. I will, and please bring children. There's a website you can volunteer to sign up, but don't let that deter you from coming if you have time that morning and you'd like to come out and help us place wreaths. So there also, the USO will be there with some hot chocolate, and the reason I mention that is it's very, very brisk that morning. So please dress very, very warm. And also, if you can't make this opportunity, during the holiday season, please take the moment, and all our monuments that have this installation's participated in major commands and at the cemetery, the wreaths will be placed. So throughout the holidays, you can reflect, go out to the cemetery and be still a part of that, or drive as you are around the installation and you'll see the monuments with the wreaths. There are throughout the whole installation, North Fort Lewis, Memorial Park. Just stop and have a moment and reflect if you're not there. And if you can't participate in this cemetery and help with our program, certainly in your community there may be one that you may want to, but we certainly would encourage anyone who could come out and help and volunteer and place wreaths or sponsor wreaths. 9 o'clock, December 14th, National Wreaths Across America Day at the Camp Lewis Cemetery, and I hope to see you there. It's a volunteer program.
Thank you. Good morning, General Graham, Colonel Curran, command teams. I'm not Colonel Bunt. I'm Colonel Scott Roof. I'm the Deputy Commanding Officer for Madigan. I'd like to give you a few updates for in the next few minutes. Next slide. Open enrollment. So currently, starting Monday, TRICARE open enrollment from November 11th to December 9th. Next slide. You can do nothing, so you don't have to do anything during this time. If you want to change your plan, then this is the time to do it. If you're eligible for a TRICARE Prime plan or a TRICARE Select option and you're not currently enrolled, we want you to enroll. If not, then you can, or if you already enrolled, then you can switch plans if you so desire. If you do nothing, then you're good for the rest throughout 2020. Next. You can also do this at different times, only though if you have a qualifying life event. Up to 90 days after qualifying life event, which is defined as certain things. There are other definitions, but these are primary ones. Marriage, birth of a child, retirement, movement. Those types of things will allow you to change your plan. Next. We've got another event coming up on November 18th, commitment to population health, so the Great American Smokeout. We'll be talking with folks about ways to manage the smoking habit and quit. Next slide. And this month is Diabetes Awareness Month. Diabetes affects about 10% of the American population. So what we want to offer is health tips, education, and different ways to manage diabetes. And we will not have those sandwiches. That's the most lettuce I've ever seen on a sandwich in my life. Okay, next slide. So this is a big topic, I think one that most people are interested in. So flu vaccine. So there are 3 ways for you to get the flu vaccine. It's at no cost at any of these options. So you can get it at a military hospital or a clinic, you can get it at a participating network pharmacy, and you can get it at a TRICARE authorized provider. I encourage you before you go to any of these places to call ahead. Make sure that they have the vaccine available, that they may give you a time to come, because I know it's really congested and busy at some of these places at this time of year. Go to tricare.mil.flu for more information. But we will be having a flu drive coming up for our beneficiaries at Madigan. It's been a bit delayed. It's not because of any issues with the vaccine. It's just released from the various manufacturers by the FDA. There are no issues with the vaccine, but we will be receiving that. We'll get that out to you, but roughly late November or early December. Next slide. So these are your options in the community if you go to a pharmacy. And I want you to pay particular attention to the ages. So not all ages are eligible at these places. Again, I encourage you to call ahead to ensure that your local pharmacy takes care of those patients if that's who you're bringing. Also, I'd encourage you not to bring a big group, or at least check with them before you do to make sure they can accommodate those people. Again, I want to emphasize they should not charge you. You should not be signing anything for it. There have been some issues in the past with charging for flu vaccine. I also want to mention in terms of pediatric population, I want to clarify this. There is a pediatric dose for flu vaccine. That is age 6 months to 36 months. So that's different than what we define as the general pediatric population, but it's a particular dosage for those ages. We have that available at Madigan. If you'll call the pediatrics clinic or the family medicine clinic, and they'll be able to get you in for a time for that. Next slide. So we got a Volks March coming up. For those of you who spend any time in Germany or know anything about this, it promises to be a good time. I will clarify on this, though. It's a health fair. We will not have any beer. Yeah, I'm disappointed too. It's okay. But we will have food, we'll have education. And starting at 8 o'clock will be a 5K run. 8:30 will be a walk. We encourage you to come out, all abilities, all ages. Next slide. And for any other events, you can follow us on the various social media sites. And I believe that's it. Pending your questions, I will be available afterwards at the table back here.
All right, my name is Arnie Norm. I'm the Education Branch Chief with the DPFR. I'm briefing a few slides for you today. The first one, we're talking about the escape zone over on McChord Field. This is where parents and children can come to play, learn, and hang out together. It's open from 9 to 12, and it's a little tricky to find sometimes. So if you go all the way down Fairway as you come in the main gate there in your Barnes Gate, and you go down Fairway along the golf course, if you go basically straight across Lincoln, yeah, that's a bunch of trees. There's not much there. If you follow that road out all the way to the end, you get to the escape zone there. We also have a couple events coming up at our Career Center, at Hawk Career Center. There is a networking and job fair going on at the American Lake Conference Center on the 20th. There'll be over 60 employers there. Also, we have an opportunity for those that are interested in becoming a certified nursing assistant or a medical assistant. There's some training opportunities, and again, you can find out about that at the Hawk Training Center, and they have a table in the back to find out more as well. And then finally, on the education side, it is next week is American Education Week. The theme is Today's Preparation Determines Tomorrow's Achievements. And on the 14th, we will have an education fair at Stone Education. There'll be over 30 colleges plus other training programs there. It goes from 10 to 2. I encourage you to come stop by and get to know about different programs that are around for your education. Subject to any questions? All right, thank you.
Hi, everybody. I'm Kathy Hamilton-Wismer, Sustainability Outreach Coordinator, DPW Environmental Division. We're coming up on America Recycles Day. So everybody on JBLM already recycles. I just want to put it right at the top of your list that there's a way to recycle right. So stay tuned. Come by the recycle centers. We're going to have some outreach events on the 14th of November. Also, you'll see us both at Madigan and at all the recycle centers answering questions about recycling and making sure you have what you need. Next slide, please. It's about to start to rain. We talked about this already, but just letting you know that only rain down the drain on JBLM. So keep your dumpster lids closed. That's actually a picture that was taken after a windstorm. The whole dumpster just flipped. Make sure that you use a drip pan if you're working in a motor pool or you've got your vehicles parked. We don't want to see those rainbow sheens anywhere near our storm drains because it drains straight to the Puget Sound. So again, keep an eye on what's going on. Clean leaves out of gutters. And make sure that storm drains can drain. Next slide, please. Holiday travel. Go Lewis McChord can help you get to SeaTac Airport. If you want to check it out, it's on our goluismcchord.com site. I put some flyers out on your tables that tell you how to hook that up. But the bus, whoops, was that me? Okay. The bus actually leaves straight from Lakewood Town Center, so Go Lewis McChord can hook you up with public transport to get you up to the airport and back for less than $10. So make it easy, right? Everybody's going to be thinking about how are we going to get to and from the airport. I don't want to pay for parking. Okay, you don't have to. Just make it happen. And there's on your tables, there's some information about the Go Lewis McChord program as well. We're about ready to cancel some weekend service. So again, and I have umbrellas. So one of the gals in the back has it held up. I couldn't get to all the tables, but if you want one, come and see me. I'm at the back far corner, and these are safety green. They're about to help you catch the Go Lewis McChord shuttle and get out and about on JBLM. Don't worry about the weather. Take transit. All right, any questions for me? Nope. Okay, hope to see you tomorrow night at AFES. We are having our Energy Poster Contest Award Ceremony. So all of those kids that participated, thank you so much. Come and say hi. Come see all the great artwork. Thank you.
Good morning, Beth Wilson. I work for the Directorate of Public Works. I just wanted to remind the families that live on JBLM that there is a resident satisfaction survey that you will be receiving around the 12th of November. The Department of the Army changed the requirement, and now they're doing it semi-annually. They just changed it a couple months ago. Lincoln has posted this in their newsletter that they've sent out. And yesterday, my office forwarded out to all the residents a letter from General Perna regarding the importance of this survey and to really encourage people to take it. The Army is looking for a 40% return rate on this, so we are hoping that families will really look at this and provide the feedback. Lincoln, to incentivize to get families to participate, they are going to be giving away $1,500 in gift certificates. There is a contractor that the Department of the Army has hired. It's called CEL Incorporated. That's who you will receive the email from. And so what's going to happen is 3 times during the month that the survey is deployed, the CEL will pull 5 names. This will happen 3 different times. They'll send those names to Lincoln, and Lincoln will call those families and give them a $100 gift certificate. If you do not receive an email by the 13th of November, we ask you to contact your district manager, and they will give you the information to request a code to get into the CEL to take the survey. And this information, it goes all the way up to the Department of Army, so it's looked at. It's very serious, and we really encourage people to take it. Okay, next slide. And this is just to remind the families that there are 3 days this month where the district offices, are closed. So they will still be receiving service calls, and they will respond to emergency and urgent. Other than that, it'll be the next business day when they open. They'll respond to questions or routine work orders and so forth. And up here is the telephone number for the maintenance. Any questions for me?
Good morning, Kelly Wetzel with MWR. We have a lot to talk about today. The words, those are some special events that are happening in different facilities. I want to highlight the night shoot at the skeet range. That's something new that we've been trying, a new program that we've got. Every Thursday night at the skeet range, they're going to be doing night shooting, so that's something a little unusual. Right after that, If you have some family members who are 16 and older and they are looking to build a resume, looking for some job skills, lifeguard classes start at Soldiers Field House, so that's a great opportunity for them to build skills. And then we're always looking for lifeguards on base, so they've got an opportunity to get a quick job on base that way. And then the Black Friday sale coming up at the Northwest Adventure Center. All the outdoor gear you could ever think of. I mean, they've got sandals, they've got camping gear, they've got anything that you'd need to go outdoors and have some fun on sale the day after Thanksgiving. So, speaking of Thanksgiving, we've got Thanksgiving events happening. The first is the Turkey Trot. If you have not registered for the Turkey Trot yet, you can register on site day of event and run the 5K that day. You come out dressed in your best turkey costume. It's always a fun event. And then there's a 1K dash for the kids. Next to that is Thanksgiving buffet. The McChord Club always serves Thanksgiving buffet. They have 3 different seatings. They are taking reservations right now. If you would rather not cook, prep, or clean up at home, or deal with the picky eaters, the McChord Club has you covered. They have a fantastic buffet that they set up every year. So if you would like to make reservations, it is by reservation only, so you've got to make that call. And they'll even let you pay in advance if you want to make sure everything's taken care of. You get there and you get your seat right off the top. And then on the bottom right there, Thanksgiving to go. So maybe you don't want to cart the whole family to the club for Thanksgiving. You'd like to make it look like you cooked a really fantastic Thanksgiving meal. You can get a to-go meal from the American Lake Conference Center. There are 2 different meals. There's the meal for 6 to 8 folks that has a set number of portions. And then if you've got a huge group from 8 to 10 people, they have an even larger meal where they throw in an extra ham and an extra pie and larger portions of everything. You do need to make those reservations for that meal in advance. And they'll even let you pick them up the morning of Thanksgiving. So it really looks pretty smooth, like you've just slaved in the kitchen all day long. So that's an option for you for Thanksgiving. Next slide, please. Just a quick rundown of things that are happening in December. The first right off the bat is our holiday tree lighting at Jensen Family Fitness Center. Then we've got a job fair coming up. Again, if you've got family members who are looking for employment, that's a good opportunity for them to find a good job on base. Winterfest, Trees for Troops, and the Ugly Sweater Race. We're combining events onto one day at one location so that you've got a really good one-stop fun shop for the whole family. They have crafts, they've got events at Winterfest. It's all in the MWR Fest tent. That's where the run will start, and then that's also where we'll have Trees for Troops pick up. Moving down to Breakfast with Santa, another holiday event at the McChord Club the 14th of December. You do have to make advance reservations for that. Santa will be there. You can take pictures with your phone, breakfast, crafts, things like that for the kids to do. And then at the bottom, the 31st of November, New Year's Eve gaming. If you have soldiers or airmen in your units and squadrons who really, they may not be going home for the holidays, maybe they're around, they're looking for something to do on New Year's Eve that is not going downtown, tell them about the Warrior Zone. Make sure that they know that there's a New Year's Eve gaming tournament that day. They can win prizes, they can hang out with a bunch of like-minded folks, and have a great time that evening. We've got a sports and fitness update. So this is what's happening in the fitness centers on base. The first is the Commander's Cup swim meet is going on today. It continues today. So if you've got folks that are swimming in that, make sure you go and cheer them on. Kimbrough Pool, we have identified where the leaks are. So now we know how to fix it, and we're hoping to have that done December, January timeframe. The Wilson Fitness Center's 24-hour access is still down. There is still construction going on, but the red side of the building has been opened. They are going to be doing some resurfacing for the basketball floor starting the end of this month through about the end of December. Just in case you didn't know, there are 5 fitness centers on this base that offer free fitness classes. So if you are looking for anything from CrossFit to Tai Chi to Zumba, aerobics, water aerobics, those fitness centers have free classes, and the list of all those classes is at JBLMMWR.com. And then at the bottom, just a kind of a heads up right now, they are resurfacing the floors at Soldiers Field House, and those will be done about the 22nd of November. Next slide. We're focusing on libraries this month. So the first thing you need to know is checking out stuff to save you money. Board games are expensive. You don't want to go and buy a box of Clue, or maybe you haven't got Monopoly or some other fun games. You've got family coming for the holidays. Check out board games at the library. You can check them out for a few days, take them home, play them, take it back, and check out something else so that the family is kept entertained. They also have passes to the Tacoma Art Museum. They have passes to the Thea Foss Waterway Museum and to Lakewold Gardens. So those are tourist attractions that can save you a chunk of money if you check out those passes and take your family with you. And then finally, the last two, electronics-wise, if you're traveling this holiday, check out a Roku. It is preloaded with movies to keep the kids entertained. And then the Wi-Fi hotspots, if you're going to be someplace that you don't have any internet access, check out a Wi-Fi hotspot. Take it with you, and then you've always got access. At Grand Staff Library, they're going to be honoring the veterans on Tuesday the 12th from 4 to 5:30, free refreshments and a time of reflection. And then at the McChord Library, they have a teen film club. Right now they're working on a stop-action movie that's 5 minutes long, so we'll be able to see that pretty soon. And then they've also got a design studio. This is something to tell your family members if they're going to be making Christmas presents or things for the holidays. They have a 3D printer. They have button makers. They've got the Adobe Creative Suite so that you can go on and create your own Christmas cards. A lot of really cool machinery and design elements that are at the McChord Library. Up on the top right, so if you have a Harry Potter fan, or if you in your family, or if you're a Harry Potter fan, we have an annual Wizarding Yule Ball that we've been doing at the McChord Library for years now. It is so fun. People come in costumes. It is a big deal. So if you've got a Harry Potter fan in the family, make sure that they know about that. And then on the bottom right, there's a used book sale going on right now. The sale is today and tomorrow. Today is a regular sale. Tomorrow is the buy one, get one sale. So if you can go and scope it out and then maybe head back tomorrow and get a couple of books for the price of one. Next slide. So we do have the Children's Museum coming. We've talked about this before. We have the Children's Museum coming to JBLM. It will be the first installation to have a children's museum in the Department of Defense. It's being built and remodeled right now in the skating rink, so that we will not be reopening as a skating rink. That building will be opening as a children's museum. They will also include some child and youth services programs, the family child care program, and we'll also have a quick stop parent central location. And then the CYS portion is proposed to open sometime January of next year, and then the Children's Museum will be opening in August of next year. One final thing that did not make the slides. If you like chicken wings, the McChord Club is offering a sampler basket. We're going to be having chicken wings. It'll be Wing Thursday. Every Thursday is Wing Thursday at the McChord Pub. So tomorrow and next Thursday, we're looking for your input. If you like wings, come by the pub from 4 to 9. They'll have a sampler basket so that you can check out all the different flavors they're proposing, and a comment card so that you can vote for the flavors that you like. She'll have standard flavors, and then she'll have rotational flavors. So if you like wings, this is your opportunity to have a vote in what they're serving at the pub. If there are any questions, I'll be over the table afterwards. Thanks a lot.
All right, good morning. My name is Sarah Nagel-Schuckman. For those of you who do not know, I am also the JBLM boss president, about to tell everyone about the greatness that we did last month. So for community service, we had a great month in community service, a lot of active participants, and a lot of great help. So main thing was the Suits for Service members, as well as going out to the main thrift store, and then we did haunted house prep during the duty week. And then on Fridays and Saturdays, we had our actual haunted house, which was a great turnout. Thank you to everyone who were able to send soldiers, or heck, were even able to come out and participate and get scared on our walk in the dark. We also had our designated driver program. We had over 17 to 18 personnel utilize those services. Next slide, please. Recreation and leisure. Obviously, we had our walk in the dark at Shoreline Park. I came out, all our volunteers had a wonderful time getting dressed up in makeup. We had clowns, we had Purge, we had a haunted house that everybody loved. Somebody got scared at something. We had a chainsaw dude. He always loves it. He's out there every year. We also had the Zombie 5K. Everybody who had a great time there. We had plenty of real blood and actual blood and fake blood and all the blood you wanted for that. Hope everybody had a great time running on the 5K. Next slide, please. All right. So, upcoming in November, we have Suits for Service members. That date has been changed. It'll be on the 12th of November, not the 5th. I apologize for that. The person in charge is moving. We needed to change the date. We got Museum of Flight. We've got it's not up there, but we have a fishing trip this Saturday. 8 slots available for that. Please have your soldiers sign up. It's going to be a great time. Well, we're being hosted by the South Sound Anglers Club to come out. They're providing all the equipment. We just need people to sign up, and we're hoping to have a great time out on the Olympia Bay. Also, we're going to go out to the Seattle International Car Show, see all the cars of 2020 and beyond, see what all fancy tech is that they're coming out with. We got indoor rock climbing. It's not up there as well, but we do have on the 28th of November at the Warrior Zone, a Thanksgiving meal for all the soldiers and airmen who are still residing in the dorms and barracks to come to the Warrior Zone. We will be providing food. Please encourage your soldiers to come out to that. No one needs to be in the barracks alone on a major holiday. Please have them come out. We will have games. We'll have food. It's going to be a great time. And then we're going to have the escape room on the 30th. Come out. Let's see if you can deal with getting trapped in a room for 2 hours straight. Hopefully you're smarter than I was. I failed at all of them. I believe that is all for me. Next slide. Oh, yep.
Good morning, JBLM. I'm Chaplain John Von Allman, the Deputy Installation Chaplain. Good morning, Major General Graham, Colonel Curran, Colonel Sullivan. And just because we've got the Air Force guy up here briefing turkey drop does not mean that we're going to be pushing them out of the back of a C-17. Might be kind of cool, but those of you who are old WKRP fans like me know that's not a good idea. But we do have turkey drop coming up next week. So POCs are going to be the unit ministry teams from MMC, divisions, brigades, and battalions, the points of contact to come over and get the turkeys and pass them out to your troops. I think on the McChord field side, Air Force Sergeant Association or Air Force Association, one of those is taking the lead on making sure that turkeys get out. So we want to make sure that we take care of your folks, help people have a great holiday season. Next slide. We're also doing the ham grenade. I don't know who came up with that one. That's a pun worthy of me. I love bad puns. So once again, it's not when pigs fly, so it's not coming out of the back of a jet. But next month, getting ready for the winter holiday seasons, we're doing it again, but we're doing it with hams this time, and it's a similar kind of deal where the ministry teams are taking care of making sure that the food is available. We want our families to be able to have a great holiday meal and let them know that they are appreciated. I'll be around for other questions, and you can reach out to me or reach out to the RSO. Chaplain Nobles is the POC at the RSO. Pending any questions, we'll move on. Next slide. And next.
Hello, everybody. My name's Tim. I'm the operations manager at McChord Exchange. We have a lot going on in November, so I'm going to go through this pretty quick. I got a lot of information to cover. So our biggest day of the year in the exchange is Veterans Day. We try to make Veterans Day more special than Black Friday. So that's when you're going to find our best sales and even sales to top Black Friday. So Veterans Day sales starts on Friday. I had brought flyers at my table. If y'all would like to pick one of those up. We're offering bounce back coupons for Veterans Day, so any purchase that you make will give you a coupon that you can use from the 16th to the 19th when you come back. We also have a lot of sweepstakes online and in the store. We're giving away store prizes, and Joint Base Lewis McChord has a great track record of winning these things. So please go online and apply for those. Those are great. shopmyexchange.com/sweepstakes. Next slide, please. Okay, Black Friday, everyone's favorite day to shop or least favorite day to shop. Okay, we've got Black Friday specials going on. They're also on the flyers that I handed out on the tables. You also get double points on your Mill Star on Black Friday. And the Black Friday flyer will be available on November 20th. Military Month matinees, that's $4 for adults, $3 for children. Every participating child gets a free small popcorn as well. So that's pretty nice. Next slide. This one's the one with all the information on it. A lot of stuff going on at the exchange. At both exchanges, we have Charlie's Free Friday. That's buy one, get one free. And Apple Mill Star event. We have all kinds of Apple products going on sale for Black Friday and Veterans Day. And if you use your Mill Star, it's 0% interest and no payments for 12 months. So that's pretty cool. 11 November, Veterans Day specials. Once again, I have the flyer at my table. Military appreciation event at Popeyes. That's an 8-piece meal for $5.99. That's 13 November. Keep It Cozy event, special financing in select departments. That's throughout the store. Thanksgiving toy sale online only. Black Friday specials. Black Friday, like I said, Black Friday flyer will be out on the 20th of November. And big firearm sale on the Saturday following Black Friday. 15% off all firearms and 5% additional if you use your Star card. Okay. At Lewis, Maine, at the Class 6, there's a Johnny Walker labeling event. And there's a Vitamix Roadshow at the Lewis, Maine store. And Benchmade tactical knives at Lewis, Maine Exchange. Not only will they engrave a knife that you purchase, but any knife that you already possess. So that's pretty cool. On McChord, we got the Bose Roadshow kicking off tomorrow. And we have the energy poster contest presentation. Colonel Sullivan's going to help us out with that. Thank you very much. And that's at the McChord Food Court. Good Girl event, that's a fragrance event on 9 November. Sony event on 9 November as well. We have a book signing with Colonel Smitty Harris. He wrote a book, Tap Code. He was a Vietnam POW. He's going to be at the McChord Food Court, and we encourage everyone to come out and talk to him. He's a very nice guy, very interesting. Portfolio engraving event, that's has to do with engraving certain bottles that I'm not allowed to mention. And we have a New Balance event and turkey cookie making for the kids on the 23rd of November. Like I said, it's a big month for us. We encourage you to come and take advantage of all the sales. Pick up a Veterans Day flyer from us and the Black Friday flyers available the 20th of November. That's it. Thanks. Next.
Good morning. So my name's Jennifer. I'm from the GIPSA Northwest office. To clarify, a lot of people get confused with us. You guys have the PIPO transportation offices on both Fort Lewis, Maine and JBLM, McChord. Those are counselors. Those are the ones you go sit down with. They go over your entitlements, you sign the documents, and then they send them to us at GIPSA. We are the back office that handles all the coordinating, the actual booking, and processing your moves on the backside. The statement, a successful move is not a matter of chance. It is the result of planning and hard work. At the center of these efforts is you, the customer. If you expect a good move, you must play an active role. By this, what we mean is one thing that we run into with everybody is when we call them, 9 times out of 10, it's, oh, this was already canceled. No, it depends. We need your guys' involvement in it. If you guys go to book a move and it's 2 weeks out and you haven't heard anything, you guys should be calling like your counselors at the PIPOs and saying, hey, I haven't heard anything, what's going on, so that we can get feedback and get that ball moving in case something happens. Next slide. I oversee the shipment management and the storage management sections in GIPSA. Shipment distribution is the booking part. That's where once you sit down with the counselors, go over everything that you need, they send it to me, my team books it. Some of the things that always get shipments kicked back and delays are these items. Verify all your information on the paperwork before you sign it. Your names, mostly for the females. If your orders come in and your name is under your maiden name and you just got married, you cannot change it on your documents. It has to match your orders. If you got married and your name changed and it doesn't match your orders, but you want it there, you have to get amendments to your orders or we will switch it or your move will not be done. Dates requested are not guaranteed until you guys are contacted by either my office or by a carrier who is doing the line haul for your move. When you sit down with the counselors, and we hear it all the time, they say, oh, yep, your dates are good, you're good to go. You guys walk out thinking everything's fine. It is not. Don't go by this. Until we call and say, yes, your stuff is booked for this day, you are pending, okay? Shipping documents have to be signed or we will kick it back and say we're not doing it. This is the DD 1299 and the 1797. They are the two primary moving documents that we need. It is required by the DTR regulation for this to be done. Counselors will tell you don't worry about it. Nope, you guys have to sign it or we'll kick it back. Provide any and all contact information that you can think of when you're sitting down. Emails, phone numbers, in-transit phone numbers. If you guys have the releasing or designated agents, so if you guys have a friend who can step in case you guys are in a briefing or at a meeting, something, we can contact that person as well. But if something gets caught up and we need to get a hold of you to say, okay, your dates aren't available, we can do these dates, or we don't have anybody for your area, we need to try and do this. We need to have all the current information to be able to get a hold of you so we can get you taken care of and we don't miss anything with your moves because we try to make the stressful time as easy as possible with you. So this would all help us greatly. Next one. Storage management. This is the long-term storage, which is non-temp storage, and short-term storage, storage in transit, which is SIT. NTS is where it goes in for whatever the length of tour is. If you go overseas, retirees get up to 1 year. Separatees get 6 months. These cannot be extended. This is what your time frame is for long-term storage. If you want to ship after your entitlement as a retiree or separatee, you have to talk to your PIPOs to apply for an extension for your shipping entitlement, not storage entitlement, shipping. After your 1 year, 6 months, if you still have it in there, you will convert and you will pay for your storage at that point. Storage in transit, temporary storage, you always get 90 days initial when you ship your property from household goods, and it's not up there, but the exception to this is if you are released out of long-term storage, you do not get storage on the other end. So once you release your property, you have to be able to accept it as soon as it gets in the area. You must apply for anything over 90 days. It is not automatic. You can go up to a full year, but you have to apply for it. If you don't apply for it and we contact you and you don't get back to us, your stuff's converted, you pay for your storage at that point, and we try to avoid that as much as possible. And that also goes back into making sure we have all the contact information for you, so we can always follow up with you throughout the transition and make sure that we give you enough notice to make arrangements as needed. Provide any contact information to avoid converting to your expense, because it can get costly. By doing this, it's any emails, phone numbers, or in transit addresses. Like we said, when you go into your counseling, we always go back to that. Everything always goes back to that documentation. Down here at the bottom, there is the direct email to our storage management facilities. So when we go through that, if you guys say, hey, I moved, my number changed, this is my name, I need to update my phone number or my email's now this, that is what we need, because we need to make sure that we can keep in contact. Other than that, that's all I have. If you guys have any questions, we'll be over here, and I can help you if you have any upcoming moves or anything like that.
Good morning. My name is Lauren, and I'm here on behalf of the American Red Cross. The American Red Cross offers several programs for our active duty members, their families, and veterans, but we are so excited that we will now be offering our training services on the installation. We have several classes. These are just a few of our most popular classes that we'll be offering. All of our classes go over life-saving techniques and skills that we want each and every one of you to be able to participate in. So we are trying to make the classes accommodating for you and your units. We have trained instructors that will come out to your units as long as you have 8 or more participants. We can schedule that with you at our office, or if you don't have space within your unit, you're welcome to come and schedule a time at our office as well. We also have 2 different types of classes. I know that every one of you is very busy throughout the day, and sometimes it's hard to block 5 or 6 hours to take a CPR class. So we have a blended option as well. With this option, you can take courses online. They're very interactive videos that go through different scenarios that you would be learning in person in a class, but you can take them online. Then you can take 1 to 2 hours to come to our office, or we can come to you and test out those skills. So this is a great opportunity for busy schedules to make sure that everyone has those life-saving skills that you never know when you might need them. We do have a discount for active military dependents and DA civilians. If you're interested in getting that, we've got cards in the back with that course. If you're just an individual or you know an individual that would like to take the class and you don't meet that 8-person minimum, you can take our courses at our Tacoma office and still receive that discount as well. And then it's not on the slides, but for all of our American Red Cross volunteers that have volunteered more than 50 hours, all of our courses are free, which is a huge discount. And with the holidays coming up, we're really looking for volunteers. So if you know anyone that's interested in volunteering and then they can earn that course for free as a nice bonus as well, let us know. We have information on all of our volunteer opportunities as well as our other programs that we offer at the American Red Cross in the back, as well as free coffee, which is a nice plus. So come find us for any questions. If you have or if you need more information or have questions after you leave here today, our contact information is on the slide. You can give us a call, write us an email, or stop by our office. We're located at the intersection of Pendleton and West Way, right across from the post office and the fire station. Thank you.
Good morning. First, I want to thank everybody who was able to come out to our open house in September. It was awesome to see everybody. We had a great turnout. We are less than 4 weeks away from toy distribution. And these are our important dates, but the most urgent of these important dates is the deadline for referrals, which is Friday. Please, please, please get those referrals into us as soon as possible. After that, our website will close for referrals. That doesn't mean we won't take referrals after that date. We'll just need people to call us so we can take the referrals in a different manner. What we do is between now and distribution, our scheduling elves will be making over 900 appointments. So that's why we really need to get those referrals in as quickly as possible. And then also our inventory elves will also be making sure that we have enough toys in each category. We are now open from 11 to 2 each weekday, excluding holidays and Donzas. Please stop in, check us out, visit with the elves. I'll tell you, you will be so proud of those elves, as many of who are in this room right now, at all the hard work that they put in. So, because I know I'm very proud of them. Let's see. Distribution is the first 2 weeks of December. And next slide, please. And we're always looking for new elves if you would like to join us. We have elf training dates, and we have other, our volunteer coordinator will also set up private other trainings if you can't make these dates. So please, if you have any questions, just let me know. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Jamie Lynn with the Lewis Community Spouses Club. Real quick today, we just have our November luncheon coming up. Make it, bake it, or fake it. So you can go buy something and act like you made it. You can make something, and you get to take something home with you at that luncheon. It's a farmer's market theme. Next is our very popular tour of homes. Save the date for December 12th. I do not have a lot of information on that yet, but we do have a good group of homes that you'll be able to check out this holiday season. And on all your tables, I passed out our Ace Night flyer. We're gonna start bombarding you with Ace Night advertising. So talk to your people about what the units want to donate this year. We look forward to that. All of the fundraising that the Spouses Club does goes out back into our community in the forms of community grants and scholarships. If you have any questions, let me know. No, I don't. Okay. I don't have anything on it.
Hey, I'm Lori Ryan. I am here, well, I'm here mostly because Victoria Duncan told me to. So I'm the Good Idea Fairy. That's how I got here. So I had an idea, and we kind of ran with it. I don't know if you guys know, but of course most of you know that there was a Garrison change of command, and the new Garrison commander is trying to bolster this event. We've all been to installations where there's a huge community update event, and it's fun, and people have their unit representation, and so that's what Garrison wants for this one. And the start of this bolstering is a fund raiser. It's hard enough for SFRG units to raise funds. So this is one event that your units can actually raise some funds here. You can see there's 8-1 CAV. Are you guys Lancer? Is that right? Okay, so 8-1 CAV is back there, and these are the dates that are put out. There may be more dates coming with permission. There's always permissions that have to be granted. But so your units can come and set up. These are the dates that are available to raise funds. So if it involves food handlers has to be, everybody has to have a food handler certificate for anybody that's handling food. Obviously the permission to operate, and always the commander's signature. So just a thought, I did stick up a little teeny tiny little 7th ID crest above our table. I love something that we did at a different installation. Everybody, you could tell where your table was. And the little friendly competition is going to start like now. So let's make this community update great. You guys also see, I'm gonna jump ahead of Garrison. There are papers on your table where you can write information. What do you like? What don't you like about community update? Help Garrison make it great. Thank you. Yep.
So I'll be taking reservations.
Oh, sorry. Yes, so Darlene is going to be in the back. If anybody doesn't know, Darlene, can you stand up, please? If anybody doesn't know Darlene Pacheco, first of all, she's amazing and knows the answer to everything that you ever question. And she's going to be in the back, and we'll take dates. Victoria, can you stand up too? I want everybody to see the reason for me having to be up here. Yes, and so bring singles when you come to community updates. Or if you want to give your 5s, 10s, 20s, they'll take those too. But it's all just for their units. We all know how hard the SFRG fundraising is. So get your units together. And I'm gonna hit up the Air Force side too. I'm not very good at it, but the key spouses, the key spouse groups. I'm trying to learn. Victoria's trying to help me learn the Air Force side. But yeah, so this is not an Army thing. Hopefully we'll be doing it on the McChord side too. So again, got to get that permission granted before we can fundraise. But anyway, please spread the news to your SFRG and key spouse groups. Thanks.
All right, and you can see up there our next community or Garrison update is December 4th at the McChord Club. and I'll turn it back over to Colonel Sullivan.
Hey everybody, it's Sergeant Major Marble, Garrison Sergeant Major. We talked road safety and everything up front, so some things I picked up on. So we used to do POV inspections with the Army, so make sure we continue to do POV inspections for our soldiers and airmen. All right, winter safety kits. Do the soldiers and airmen have winter safety kits in their POVs when they're driving up here in their great Northwest? Snow removal and ice removal off their POVs before they hit the road. Right? Do they go out and start the vehicles and remove the ice off the windshields, the snow off the top of the cars before they start driving down the road and it blows on the vehicle behind them? I'm from the great state of Maine. We were taught that as kids, but did we teach it to the people that grew up in the South that didn't have snow? Something to think about. All right, we did the fall cleanup. Bulk trash. Still seeing a lot of bulk trash in the area. Call the people to move the bulk trash. There's no ferry that's going to come around and just pick up the trash. You got to call somebody to come pick up the trash, or you got to pick it up yourself and move it to the trash drop-off point. All right, seeing a lot of leave piles that were raked up, put in black trash bags or clear trash bags, and they're just piled up in the unit areas. Get it to the right drop-off point, or it's just going to stay there. All right. Somebody's going to drive by, they're going to get mad, and they're going to call the unit commander or the unit sergeant major or chief. Parking lots, a lot of trash, a lot of unauthorized car maintenance going on in the unit parking lots. When I say that, if you go through your unit parking lots, you're going to see still some unauthorized parking, RVs, cargo trailers, oil drip pans where people changed the oil, left the drip pans there. Us as unit chain of commands, officers and NCOs and chiefs, we need to get after that. That's our responsibilities. We own that. You own it because it's your parking lot, your dorms, your barracks. You need to get after it. The MPs are not going to come through and get after the oil pan people. That is us as leaders. Please get after that.
All right. Thanks, Sergeant Major. Sir, you have any final comments before we wrap this up?
Hey, thanks. Brigadier General Leahy from the 7th Infantry Division. First, I want to hand out the prize for the best table, 7th Infantry Division. All right, so that on behalf of General Valesky, you guys win. All right. Hey, great update. Thanks to everybody that presented, all the folks in the Garrison that put this together, and all our spouses that came out here on their own time to get this information. So now as leaders, the challenge is to make sure this information is getting down to the lowest level. So push that information out. Again, thanks to everybody for their attendance, and we look forward to the next event.
Thanks, sir. Colonel Kern, you good? All right, so we went a little bit long, so I'll be really quick. Again, it's a super busy base, a super large base, lots of things going on. Just want to remind all you guys to make sure you push. You know, it's great that you guys have all this information, but it's incumbent on everybody in here to make sure that word gets down to your soldiers and airmen and your troops and your families and everybody else. So please, please, please take this information, go back to your units and push that information down so everybody's in the loop. Final comment I got is on your tables are some comment cards. If there's things that you found helpful, things that you would like to see in this, you can fill those out and just leave them on the table. They'll come around and pick that stuff up. So provide us the feedback, and we'll try and continue to make this a better way to distribute information and to get the word out to folks. And finally, to all the presenters and everybody that put this together, again, another huge thank you. It's vital information, and it's great that we're getting this word out. And with that, we'll see you on the 4th.